All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever imagined, really imagined, seeing a god dressed head to toe in solid gold? Well, today we're diving into a ceremony that's exactly that. It's this breathtaking tradition where ancient deities are transformed into these radiant golden kings and queens. Honestly, it's one of the most mind-blowing things you'll ever see.
So I want you to just picture it for a second. We're talking about the sacred deities from the famous Puri temple in India, Lord Jagannath, his big brother Balabhadra, and his sister Subhadra. And they appear just completely covered in pure solid gold. Literally. It's an unbelievable sight, and that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
So, what do you call something this amazing? Well, this whole event has a name that's just as beautiful as the site itself. In the local language, Odia, it's called Suna Besha, and that translates pretty much perfectly to the Lord's golden attire.
Let's just break that down for a sec. Suna, that's simple enough. It just means gold, and Besha means attire or, what you wear. But believe me, this is so much more than just a change of clothes. It's this deeply sacred ritual where the deities are decorated with this huge collection of solid gold ornaments. The result? They just shine with this divine, totally otherworldly glow.
Now, you'd think something this spectacular, this grand, would be a super rare, once-in-a-lifetime event, right? But the thing is, it actually happens 5 times a year. But the most famous one, the one that literally millions of people come to see, is Bahuda Ekadashi. And that one is special because the deities are decorated right there on their massive chariots, out in the open, for absolutely everyone to see.
Okay, so that begs the question, right? Why? Why all the gold? Why this incredible display of royalty? Well, to really get it, we have to dig into this really important idea, the concept of divine kingship.
So, here's the key. The Suna Besha is actually a type of what's known as Raja Besha, which means the royal attire. So what does that really mean? It means the gold isn't just for show. No way. It's a huge statement. It's saying that Lord Jagannath isn't just a god, he is the supreme ruler of the entire universe, the Raja Rajadiraj, the king of all kings.
And this idea, it's not just a casual belief. It's woven right into the fabric of the culture in Odisha. There's this core principle that says the true king of Odisha is Jagannath. So for hundreds of years, the human kings, they didn't see themselves as the top dogs. Nope. They saw themselves as just representatives, or sevaks, which means servants, who are just doing the bidding of the one true eternal king. Just think about that for a second. A king who is also a servant.
Okay, so we've got the why, right? It's all about divine kingship. But that still leaves a big question mark. Where did this whole tradition, and more importantly, where did all that gold come from? Well, for that, we have to go back in time, way back.
What's really fascinating is that the idea came way before the gold. The seeds for this were planted all the way back in the 12th century. You had these rulers, the Ganga dynasty, and they were the ones who first really established this whole idea of Jagannath as the state's true king. Then, you fast forward 300 years. A king named Kapilendra Deva comes back from a huge military victory, and to show his gratitude, he donates a massive amount of gold to the temple. And boom, that's it. That's the moment the Suna Besha tradition we see today really began.
Okay, let's talk about the main event, the ornaments themselves. And listen, when I say ornaments, please don't picture a few necklaces or bracelets. The sheer scale of this divine treasure is, well, it's honestly hard to wrap your head around. Okay. Get ready for this. The solid gold ornaments they use for the Suna Besha weigh over 208 kilograms. That is almost 460 pounds of pure gold. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's insane. And this is what I find so cool. That incredible weight, it's not just like one giant block of gold. No, we're talking about more than 200 individual, super detailed crafted pieces. And all together, they weigh over 208 kilos. So it's not just about the weight, it's about this massive, intricate collection of divine artwork. And some of these pieces are just so important. You have the kirita, these giant golden crowns that scream absolute power and sovereignty. Then Lord Jagannath gets his famous golden discus and mace, the chakra and gada, which are these amazing symbols of protection. And maybe the most unique part? They're even given golden hands and feet, the Sribhuja and Sripahara, which kind of completes this majestic royal form just for this special day. All right, so we've talked about the spectacle, the history, the crazy amount of gold. But to really, truly get what Suna Besha is about, we have to look past the physical gold. We have to ask, what does all this mean to the millions of people who travel from all over just to see it?
Because if you ask the millions of people who are there, whose hearts are just full of faith, the answer is simple. This is not, and I mean not, just a show of wealth. It's something so much deeper.
And this is the most important part. For a devotee, that gold doesn't equal money. It equals divine protection. It's a promise of prosperity for everyone. That royal outfit, it's not about earthly power, it's about the victory of good over evil, what's known as dharma. So what you're really seeing is this vision of a kingdom that's ruled not by an army, but by compassion and justice for all.
There's this really beautiful idea that sums it all up perfectly. The dazzling, golden shine on the outside. It's seen as a metaphor. It's supposed to symbolize the inner light of divine grace, a light that believers feel can shine inside their own souls, to clear out the bad stuff and purify their lives. It's like this giant, beautiful reminder of the divine light that's inside every single one of us.
And that kind of brings us to our final thought here. We live in a world that's so often about power and conflict and who has more stuff, but the Suna Besha gives us this totally different idea of what a ruler can be. A ruler whose power isn't measured in kilograms of gold, but in grace, whose strength isn't in an army, but in limitless compassion for everyone. It's this ancient idea of what true leadership is, and maybe, just maybe, it has something really important to teach us, even today. So, what do you think we can learn from it?